Welcome to the Creative Masterminds podcast,
Yeah, yeah.
Fire Podcast. You already know who you got in the house. You have Sean Breeze in the house, and you also have,
Cast Thrive, what's happening?
hopefully, you guys are doing well, really well. You know how we do. We talk about our week in review, and then we hop into the subject. Today's subject is focusing on your core strengths and going deeper to your strengths and being consistently productive. I,
Straight
I
up.
got that right, right?
Yeah, that sounded perfect. That was it.
Cool. So Cass, go ahead and hop into the week in review. Tell people what you got done this week.
For sure, man. The main thing is giving people my best self because I do a lot of training and motivating people. And so just making sure that I myself had the my energy and everything that I needed to go forth and bless others with my motivation, energy to make sure that they're pushing themselves, whether it be to to work out, to have the right mindset, to push forward in life and go get their goals. So, that was the main thing doing that, taking care of the family, the kiddos, spending time with the fam on the off days and just enjoying life, man. It's good to be alive. So.
Absolutely, man. And if you can have that type of appreciation in life, that's like, especially like if you start your day when you start your day with that type of appreciation,
Yeah,
you tend to be more productive because you appreciate the time that you have, and then you like, all right, let me maximize upon the time that I have here at this very moment because yeah, you never know when you're gonna check out. So you gotta just go ahead, do what you gotta do each and every moment
straight
right
up.
now. So
Yeah. So how about you, man? How did we go?
week has been going really, really well. I did another church service this past Sunday. I did so I work at this church. Well, like I'm like doing a trial run at this church. I haven't really been officially hired by
Yeah.
them, but I've been at this church doing like audio mixing, like live mixing with the band and the singers and choir and all that different stuff. And so
That's
that has
dope,
been like a
man.
real treat for me because I didn't really know that I love like live mixing like that, but I really do love it. It's like crazy how much control you feel like you have because if
Yeah.
something is not mixed correctly, people will know, right? And
Yeah.
people will be like thrown off. But if you're doing your job correctly, you'll see that people are vibing out to the music and just really into it. And so it's just like a very rewarding feeling whenever you see people vibe out to the music and to your mixes and everything. Of course, it's not all me; it's the band included. However, I do feel like I'm a very important part of that, and so that has been
That's
like
dope.
wonderful. I did that on Sunday and the late last week on Tuesday. Yeah. I did mention this on the last podcast. On Tuesday, did like a rehearsal with them, and then I did some more live mixing. So been working on that. Also been working on beats. Um, I have a beat tape in the works for sure. I have
Boom.
at least 3 beats done. One beat kind of done, almost done. I need to arrange it. Then I have like 2 other beats that I'm working on, like flushing out more. And so I'm going to leave it at that. I'm probably gonna end up
Nice.
putting some rap songs to the beat tape. Um, Cause me and the homie Jeremy, we've been going back and forth, like we've been like rapping, and we're thinking about putting out a series called the Versus series, and the premise is going to be like us versus mainstream, and so like our bars from my home studio versus these top tier studio bars, trying to
Nice.
see who will best who, and
On their beats, on
on
the
their beats, yeah, on their
yeah,
beats. And
that's
so
fire.
I can't
That's
front.
dope.
We are killing a lot of you guys. We are killing you. Rhapsody, we came for your beat. The beat that she had on her last project. I'm not sure you checked it out, but it's a really good project. It's called Eve. Called Cleo. Some dude remade the beat, and so I rapped to it. And then my homie Jeremy heard it, and he wanted to rap to it, so I added his verse later to it, and it's a
Dope.
beast. And then we rapped off of Meg the Stallion and the baby beat called Cash. I just call it cash because it's a curse word. And I guess we
Yeah.
can go ahead and keep this family friendly because I don't need to cuss on this that much. I can cuss on my raps.
There you
So
go.
called Cash SH, asterisk T. Um and so I killed that. Jeremy killed that too. And so yeah, we can't wait to put together this series. I think like just like a small EP, just to show people we ain't playing, that we can kill you rappers and
Yeah.
rap with you guys. So been working on that and just been writing each and every day, becoming better at becoming a lyricist. And so just having fun with that. Just like into the subject that we're gonna mention or talk about, just going deeper into my strengths, into my core and focusing on those things. So with that said, let's
Oh,
go ahead and just transition straight into the subject of just going deeper into your strength and also being consistently productive. So,
most definitely.
I can
Hold on, man. Let me say one thing
go
though,
ahead.
man. It's like well, what you said about you working at the church and doing that, like mixing, man, that is awesome. That is like,
Thank you.
do you realize like within the past year, like how the things that we've manifested, like, me training the clients with boxing, kickboxing, the MMA, the striking, and all this type of stuff, and we made that happen. We manifested like
Hmm.
you doing this. It all we've made it happen. It wasn't there before. You know, uh we didn't make the opportunities actually happen, but we put ourselves in position in the right mindset
Hmm.
to be in alignment when that opportunity came about. You know what I'm saying? Because we opened ourselves up, we were, um, focused, doing the affirmations or whatever in the morning, like had a plan, like a goal in mind, what we were looking for, and it opened up. The opportunities opened up. Our mindset positive. We're, striving to reach our goals, uh, doing a podcast and, being consistent about the things that we were consistent about has opened up, you know, this stuff for us. Like and we have it all recorded. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't know the whole gist of
Hmm.
everything we go through, but we have, it recorded showing the progress that we've made, and it's only
Hmm.
going to continue. So I just wanted to say I'm proud of you, bro,
Thank you.
and that's amazing what you're doing, dog.
Thank you, man. I really do appreciate that, man. Like, yeah, for sure. Like, the thing is, I know that this is all, due to the Most High and His
Definitely.
invisible hand behind the scenes because I know the podcast actually played a role in me getting the gig because I will post clip from the podcast
Yeah.
of us spitting that hot fire, thecreativemasterminds.com. Make sure you check us out.
Holla, holla.
Um, spitting hot fire, and the guy who hooked me up with the opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
he's like a friend of the family. So basically, he follows me on Instagram, and so he peeped our videos. He really liked our videos, really like our podcast, and then
So,
I think me venting about the recent conference that I did at that raggedy church.
yeah.
No shots, but kind of,
Bless.
it is what yeah,
Yeah.
whatever. So that at that church, at the other church, at the conference that didn't go well, I think he saw that. I'm pretty sure he saw it. He saw that, and then he just had me in mind to do this gig, and so it's all due to guys knowing behind the scenes the fact that I just took the leap to do a production class with my music mentor, and he taught me how to really mix. Like, he actually
Mm-hmm.
helped me understand mixing. So all that stuff led to this opportunity that I didn't see was coming, but I just trusted that everything was going to work out. Even when the the church event, the bad church event, didn't work out in my favor, I knew that something was coming. And so, yeah, man, that's just putting. It's important to put your faith and trust and belief in God. Not sure my hair's all
Definitely.
messed up, but yeah, put your faith and trust and belief in God, and things will work out in your favor for sure. And I
Yeah, and you
appreciate you.
handled that. You handled the bad situation, you know, like a professional. You handled it right, like you should. You didn't, you know, handle it the wrong way. You took care of it, went with the situation, and moved on. I remember
Mhm,
your attitude after it happened. You was
mhm,
like, you was solid. You was
mhm.
100 about it, and now look,
Thank
so
you. I appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
let's go ahead and hop into the to the subject. I'll start with what sparked the subject. So the sermon from this past Sunday actually sparked the subject. And the sermon, and I'm gonna try to give it the best way I can.
Yeah.
How the preacher killed it. Actually, he really killed it really good because I had to listen to the sermon 3 times and I wasn't really bored the 3 times that I heard it. So each time he kind of told it different, but it was still like fire every time I heard it. So commend that guy. I think his name is Ricky Texada. And so he killed that. He killed the sermon. But
Nice.
anyway, so he gave the premise of the fact that a lot of times we spend our time in a shallow. Okay, well let me set the scene. So imagine yourself at the beach, right? You're at the beach, and or you going to the ocean. You want to go into the water, right? And so you got the shallow part of the water first. So a lot of times we end up spending our time in the shallow part of the waters because that's a safe area, right? But where you want to get the real action, where the real action happens, is in the deep part, right? Where you go to the deeper part, then it's like it's not as secure. It's a bit more scary. You have to be more focused. You have to be more attentive of what you're doing because if you slip up, it could be a wrap for you in the deep part. And so anyway, his whole point was the fact that you don't want to stay in the shallow part, the easy part. You want to go into the deep part, and that's where you will be really tried and will go undergo trials to which will essentially strengthen you and help you become stronger. And in the deeper parts is where you have the stronger currents that will carry you to your goal. That's how he kind of put it. So
Yeah.
I may have butchered how he put it, but that's just really stuck with me and made me start to really focus on my strengths instead of like spreading myself too thin. I know I mentioned earlier in the past few podcasts about like me coding and even though I love coding, I'm thinking like, man, maybe at this moment I need to pause on that and just focus on stuff like my music, what I've been really working on this past year, and just focus on my strengths and focus on the podcast, what has been really working. Just focus on things that are working and put my all into those things and not spread myself thin because I was feeling as though I was spreading myself thin because I was just fearful that I was fearful that I would not be successful in music essentially, or in photography. And so I decided to start believing in myself more, and trusting in myself more, and just really focus on my strengths. And so that's what sparked that topic. And
Yeah.
so, and Cass, what sparked the productive part? Um,
Just the feeling like that I need to be productive in every facet of life, really and give my all. Like, you know, in certain areas you might have more energy, more of, oh, I'm gonna give my all at this. I really want to get this done. And then some areas kind of are lacking that energy and the production, and that's what I would give the would say production is like giving our all to um make something uh manifest, or where we can fulfill our purpose in that situation and
mhm,
finish and complete whatever the task is or the goal is at hand. So, being productive, being, because we are creators, we are producers, those are kind of the same, words, synonyms and stuff. So being productive, being a creator in those areas at my best, giving
mhm,
my best, giving my all to make sure that I fulfill my purpose in that area. And
mhm,
not just for myself, because yeah, I definitely want to fulfill my purpose that makes me feel fulfilled,
mhm,
but also to bless somebody else, to help somebody else get to where they're trying to
mhm.
be, to give somebody else value, to bless somebody else essentially, so.
Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, of course, you want to be productive on a consistent level too. For
Yes,
sure, for
sir.
sure. Okay.
Yes, yes,
All right,
sir.
so let's go ahead and start. I guess we start back into the first part. So yeah, so how do you feel about like digging deeper into your strengths and just focusing on that instead of like just spreading yourself thin, just doing too much at once? So like, how does that subject affect you, or how do you feel about that?
Man, it's It's the truth. It's very important. It's some that I think a lot of us battle with, especially when we're able to do many things like DJ. I can DJ. I can make music. I can write. I mean, I can do. The thing is,
Yeah.
all of us, we can do whatever we put our mind to.
Hmm.
So it's about making that choice, having the target, using our mind to guide our bodies into our actions, keeping God first. Really, we should you know communicate with God and see where he wants us to be, because we don't want to give forth all of our energy targeted to a certain area of life or situation, and that's not where he really wants us to be. That's not really what we were created for. We can do it because we have will. We can will ourselves into anything. Will is like one of the most powerful things on earth. So we could will it in the wrong direction or the wrong place, and be stuck in that for years going that way, and that would be going the wrong direction if it's not where God wants us to be.
Hmm.
So I would say first, communicate with God, get an understanding of what we feel he wants us to do, and then take off, man. I don't know why I thought of this, but like back in the day, like take off your shoes and run in the street. You know how they used to
Oh yeah.
back in the day, they when we have races and stuff. I remember
Yeah. Oh
some people
yeah.
take their shoes. Oh, I run
Yeah.
faster when I take my shoes off in the
End up getting like
street.
a glass, a piece of
Yeah.
glass, you bleeding and everything. Yeah, I remember those days.
That's in the
I'm
hood
like,
though. When they do that, take the shoes
yeah,
off. So
I'm from Oak Cliff, but my pops is country as hell, so I would walk outside with no shoes on, man.
yeah.
I would do that in college too, like just be straight country, walk outside
Britney
with no
Spears,
shoes.
she was at the gas station with her shoes on. I remember
All right,
back in
yeah,
the
man. I don't know. I'd
day.
be like, man, I don't know. I'd be loving it, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, man. No, that's really on point. Yeah, it's very essential to dig into your strength because that's how you, of course, that's how you just get stronger. And I just realized it's just more wise to just focus on smaller things. Like I said, with music, I've been focusing more so on writing more, actually becoming a
Hmm.
better rapper, actually becoming a better producer. And the thing is, you get so much power from that, so much strength from that because you just tunnel vision, focus on one thing until it fully comes out how you want it to come out. And like I said, I think a lot of times we end up allowing fear to cause us to just spread ourselves way too thin or take on way too much. And I'm realizing that that's ego. At least for me, for me, I feel like I have allowed ego to really manipulate my actions that in a way that's not productive for me. Just having that do it all mentality. Yes, I can do it all. Yeah, that's great. However, is that the best way I can use my time though? Like, or I can, of course, I can mix, master, shoot the video, do the photography. I can do all that stuff, but is that really the best use of my time if I know I can just, focus on the music part and then have somebody that I know is quality do the photography or do the video or whatever. So I would say along with it, what sparked it is the fact that just the importance of time management, right? And
Right.
of course that has become very important recently with the new addition to the family because homie has his own schedule. Buddy has his
Yeah.
own schedule that I must abide by and must, so because I must be attentive to my son and give him love and care and affection because of course he's important. And so with that, it made me focus on like, all right, you know what? Let me not just do too much at once. Let me focus on this one thing and see it through, and really believe in myself that I will be able to achieve great feats just doing these few things. And so, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, man. That's like powering up our energy and, laser beam, laser focus to that task at hand. It's all about making that choice and then sticking to it, staying committed
Hmm.
to that choice. and getting there. But like if we have four different main things that we're trying to do, and then we are slicing our time up, or then that is taxing on us, our
Mhm.
spirit, and who we are for one, and we may never be great in any of those things. But if we focus at one and we're able to be great at that, then go to another one, be great at that, then I think that's is like what you said, the time management and breaking it down.
Mhm.
And I mean, even with that one, it's still gonna be a challenge. Someone's thinking, oh, that gets boring just doing one. But if you break it down,
Mhm.
that can be that it's a challenge in itself, and break it down and challenge ourselves with that one task or that one area that we want to be great at,
Mm.
impact the world. That's the main thing, is impact the world
That's true.
and others.
Yeah, what you just said just made me think about like the importance of mastery or how mastery is underrated. I
Yeah,
don't think people focus on mastering things. Like, yeah, it's cool you can do multiple things at once, but are you really a true master at it? Like, do you
right.
know all the intricate details of it? Like, are you able to do what you do on a consistent basis? Like we're gonna talk about later about being productive consistently. Like there's a level that you can achieve a mastery, and I understand if people move on to something else after they have mastered something. That's cool. Like I wouldn't be surprised like a Kendrick Lamar, he ended up going into doing video because he has mastered rap. In my opinion, he's mastered like putting at least mastered putting together great albums, great bodies of work. His performances, he may I wasn't really he's good at performing, but I wasn't really too impressed. It was cool though. He kind of almost reminded me of like Lil Wayne. How Lil Wayne, you make some good music. But when I went to go see him performing, I was like kind of bored at times. So,
Yeah,
um, but shout out to Kendrick though. No shots, but that's how I kind of received the performances. And so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Kendrick Lamar moves on from music to do something else because I'm pretty sure he may have felt that he has mastered music at this point. So it's cool if like if you get to that point, but if you're like just now starting out and you're just trying to get things to pop, just 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 narrow your focus and focus on those few things that you know are working. Like I am getting good feedback on my music, getting good feedback with the podcast. Our podcast, the Creative Masterminds podcast, thecreativemasterminds.com. I'm gonna keep plugging them up for
plug.
real. Like and the thing is I think that's one of the best ways you know that God is working in your favor. Like just look at the results, just look at the end results and follow the end results. I also want to speak to what you spoke about earlier about like going to God and receiving guidance. And so one thing I did for sure, because one thing I did for sure recently was yell out help, to God, because I would say maybe around the church time, maybe a little bit before or maybe a little bit after, I was kind of having some doubts. I was like, hey, went outside, looked up to the sky, to the moon, and to the stars and everything, and like, hey, God, I need help, you know.
Yeah,
And like you just ask for help, being open about it. Go outside in the morning. That's what I do. I go outside in the morning, I journal, read pieces of the Quran, then I say a prayer, and then I go into a meditation so I can hear the direction that God wants me to be, or at least feel. And like usually, if I go into a deep meditation, I get a clear vision of what I need to get done. And so of course, you need to take that time to have that quiet time so you can collect your thoughts and regain your focus. So you can focus on the proper thing that you need to be focusing on at the right at this very moment. And so yeah, man. And one thing for sure is like I think a lot of time people end up spreading themselves thin because they're not patient. That's one thing I lack too. Being very impatient. I'm trying to do everything. I'm trying to like do so much because I want to get this big payoff, this big money thing, whatever. But hey, man, I gotta be patient with it. I gotta also trust God that God will provide it in due time. Actually, something that I picked up from reading the Quran it talked about like the importance of patiently persevering, like
Hmm.
um which is like just telling you that's gonna be a slow grind. Like you have to be and then as you gotta be patiently persevering. 'Cause I spoke about like in terms of like if people were to go to war with each other, like if God's in your favor, you just gotta be smart and strategic with your maneuvers, and also you gotta be patiently persevering. And so I think it's just very important. Like patience is very important, and I think a lot of times people lack patience. Thus, like people lack patience in regards to them receiving success, and so they end up just trying to spread themselves too thin instead of digging into their strengths and just focusing on what's good, what they're good at, and what's working for them. So yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, let's go ahead and transition to being productive on a consistent basis each and every day. Um I know I was like listening to the St. John interview. St. John is like this artist, like from I'm not sure where he's from. I think he's from Brooklyn, but he's a very smart artist, very intelligent artist. But he spoke about not, but he's a very smart artist, very intelligent artist. He spoke about the difference between like he kind of they kind of gave an example, like this was on the Joe Budden podcast, so they gave an example of like Fetty Wap, how he had a crazy year of like having seven number ones, and then the next year he was
Yeah.
like really nowhere to be found. And so he talks about like, hey man, you have to be Jordan each and every night. And so like they just like clicked into my mind, like man, like this is not like when making music, I used to have the mentality of a kind of a lazy mentality. All right, let me just work on this rap thing. Let me do like one song, wherever here and there, and piece things together slowly but surely. But he had changed my mindset into focusing on like, no, I need to do this every day. Focus on becoming better each and every day, being consistent with it each and every day. And once you have that mindset, like that means that you just really focus on just being the best each and every day, and they got you. And so just with that, it just changed my mindset, my mentality to just be productive, just be consistently productive, and I'm not saying that I want to be consistent like McDonald's, but I'm not gonna put out the quality of McDonald's. But I'm just saying like you gotta be that consistent. So how do you feel about that, Cass?
Yeah, man, I agree. First off is, finding your lane and uh quality, like you said, you definitely want to have that good quality, but being productive producing is something that will help us, you know, feel happy and fulfilled in life.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's about. So we definitely want to push ourselves, challenge ourselves to put out the best effort we can, or give our best, and do that consistently. Um, by doing that is staying focused and planning out, what you're gonna do, what needs to be done
Mm-hmm.
to produce at a high quality that will help others, that will have a high rating of value. That would be like with quality. So, we really gotta look look within and make sure that what we're producing, it reflects who we are and what we're about.
Mm-hmm.
And doing that, it also, it we may not be able to produce at a high quality like that consistently at first, but it's like working out. Once you're doing it consistently,
That's
you
true.
you keep at it, you keep at it, you train yourself, and we adapt as human beings. We are like able to adapt to situations, and with our mind, what we keep putting in our minds. And that's another thing why I think that we are in the position that we're at right now, and these opportunities are coming our way, is because what we are feeding our mind, the
Mm-hmm.
types of things, the things that we are blocking out.
Mm-hmm.
And that helps us to be consistent in our thinking, positive in how we speak, how we believe in ourselves. Our self-belief right now is at a probably all-time high for us. It's going to continue to rise, because we're continuing to put these thoughts in our head
mm,
and going over the things that help us to stand strong, whatever the situation is going to be. Because you, it's life. We have different situations and all that, but staying consistent in how we produce, how we
mm,
perceive life, it starts with what we feed our mind, what we believe about ourselves,
mm.
what we think about within, and then that is what we produce, you know, in the physical, in everyday life.
Man, you killed that, man. Like what you said just made me reflect about like how important it is that you are consistent in other areas. Like you have to be, of course, consistent. Like you want to be consistently productive, and I think if you want to be consistently productive, you have to do things in general on a consistent basis. Like I know we consistently work out. We consistently feed our minds positive things. Like I listen to interviews every day. Usually, yeah, nine times out of ten, I'm listening to an interview like every day. That's like consistently. I'm working on music every day consistently. I'm writing every day consistently. Like, and the thing, all this stuff matters. Like, you have to do it on a consistent basis. And what makes it easier, like for me, like, 'cause I know some people may struggle because they like may have discipline issues. What makes it a lot easier is the fact that I'm doing what I love. So that's like
Yeah,
a big help. When you do what you love, you will figure out a way to become more regiment, more regimented,
yeah,
and crafting ways, and also creative and crafting ways for you to do what you love each and every day. Cause like it's funny how I used to be super duper opposed to like schedules, like I just want to kind of freestyle life, but that's like the most horrible way you can go about life. That's like terrible. Like you will end up just being like a lost dude, lost person in general, just going about life at the whim, whatever. But
yeah,
like me putting things that like I love at the foundation, which is of course family and friends first, and then my music and everything. My music, podcasting, um, music podcasting, and other like media type of stuff. Putting those things first, like as like these are the things that I love. I've crafted a way of life, a schedule of sorts that will allow me to do these things each and every day. Because they are very important to me because they feed me, they reward me, they make me feel good, they make me a happier person. So I crafted like a lifestyle. Like now I have a regiment where I work out 3 days a week, 2 hours each day. And then on like on Tuesday, we happen to do the podcast. Thursday is the day I probably end up doing something with wifey, or maybe go to like a baby meeting or whatever. I'm not sure. But like I have crafted a life that allowed me to be consistently doing these things that I love.
yeah,
Um, Even when I go to the gym, I make sure every time I get on the stairmaster, I'm listening to my Spanish audio lessons, and reciting my Spanish. I know people looking at me crazy, like, "What's this black dude with locks up here speaking Spanish?" Like, yeah, hablo español muy bien. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Puedo hablar un poquito. You know what I'm saying? I can hit it like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm doing this on a consistent basis because I know just like this book that I read called The Compound Effect. I'm not sure you've heard of it, Cass, but it's a good book.
yeah, yeah,
But it just speaks about the premise of you work on something like piece by piece each and every day. Okay, you work on something piece by piece each and every day. Over time, it's going to compound up into something. And so that's I really do believe that. And I think if people actually thought more about like breaking things down into smaller like batches and just more so focus on what they can do small pieces each and every day and allow that to lead up to something bigger, I think that will make people feel a lot less stressed out about doing big tasks. A lot of
hmm,
times, like of course, like when I say I want to become fluent in Spanish, it's a big task to say like if you don't know Spanish at all, like, but what you can do, you can break it down like, all right, I'm gonna do a Spanish lesson each and every day. A Spanish lesson only takes 30 minutes of your time, and you can do it while you drive, you can do it while you work out, you can do it while you're on a walk or whatever. Take that little 30 minutes where you can exercise your body and exercise your mind at the same time, and booyah, over time 2 months go by, 3 months go by, you speaking pretty okay Spanish, right? You can get around at least. So yeah, think about doing things like breaking things down to smaller batches, and then just focus on knocking those things out, having those achievements, and then you be good to go. A lot of time you end up focusing on like the big reward, the big pie. Like, nah, man, be patient,
Yeah.
do it over time, and you will get there eventually, and trust that you will get there eventually. I think that goes back into like just putting your trust and belief into something higher than you, that you will that will help guide you to go where you want to go in life. So yeah,
Yeah, it's like the lottery. You know,
yeah,
people with the chances of somebody winning the lottery, you have a better chance of focusing on something that you want to do, mastering it, you know, putting in those hours, that time to make yourself ahead of the game, set yourself
hmm
apart. You have a better chance of making it in millionaire or whatever it is,
hmm
you know what I'm saying, being successful than, you know, the chances of you making hitting the lottery.
hmm
You have a better chance of making your own lottery ticket by the hard work, by the
absolutely.
production, what you're producing. You have a better chance of making a lottery ticket than winning a lottery ticket.
hmm
You know, by putting the money in the dollar or whatever you do a day or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely true, because most people don't really realize is the fact that that lottery hit is fleeting. Like, you'll hit it once, and then what? Like, are you
yeah.
not able? Like, how many times can you really reproduce that? Right?
And do
As
you
far as
have the and can you maintain that? Like
absolutely,
if a person get hit with $150 million,
yeah,
what
yeah.
you
You get the 150, then like, all right, what do you do now? And then you end up picking up spending habits that you didn't have
yeah,
before, because you feel like, all right, I got it now. But then, all right, soon enough, that's why you always hear those stories about people winning the big amount of money, and then losing it because, well, one thing for sure, they had a poor mentality, and that lottery mentality is just gonna get you stuck in the dumps. Like, to be honest, and I think a lot of people have that lottery mentality. A lot of people have that same mentality with music. A lot of people end up just thinking like, all right, you need one hit.
yeah,
Like, but how many times have you seen people just get that one hit and then they out of here? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many artists that were popping last year that's not even popping now, like Rich the Kid. I can't even think of any because they're not popping no more. You know what I'm saying?
they off the
But
radar now.
I'm saying the thing is, like, in the people who make quality, who make sure that they put out quality on a consistent basis. The J. Cole's, the Kendrick Lamar's, the even the YBN Cordays, the Logics. Even though some people may have felt like he kind of fell off recently, he's still cool. He can improve though. But like, people who put out consistent things, they put out dope things on the consistent level, they last for damn near eternity. You know what I'm saying? They put out quality dope stuff that people are still going back to listen to Marvin Gaye. People are still listening to all the legends of Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston. I was listening to Whitney Houston the other day. I was listening to Tina Marie for some reason.
Oh, Tina
This song
Marie.
called Deja
Yeah.
Vu, which is pretty fire. I might have to flip that as a sample. But point is, as I go on a tangent, quality lasts. You want to focus on producing quality on a consistent basis. Do not have the lottery mentality of like, all right, it's need to get this thing one time, because usually you don't get it, and 9 times out of 10, most people aren't really prepared for it. That's why I feel like I'm taking the smarter route and making sure that I prepare myself for my blessing. Like, I'm making sure that my regimen is solid before the blessings come. Like, I'm making sure that I'm working out like that. That way, when the blessings come, I'm still gonna do my work out there. I'm still gonna go to the gym three
Right.
days a week, because it's already set in stone. It's already a part of my habit. It's already found. It's like my foundation now. And so when the stuff comes, I'm not really focused on that, because I'm focused on what I'm doing each and every day to become better. Because that will lead to more things coming. Instead of just focus on that reward, because a lot of times people end up getting that reward and they fall off. Like, all right, I got the 100 million that I wanted, and then they end up being unhappy because they thought the 100 million would solve their internal turmoil. but their thing is they want to really focus on just becoming the best version of themselves each and every day. And
At
if you
that
do that,
moment, yeah, the
yeah,
moment at hand. Money ain't
absolutely.
gonna bring happiness if you're not happy now. Like I said, happy to
Nope,
be alive right
that's true.
now.
Hmm.
Money ain't gonna enhance it.
No.
I mean, money is not gonna fix it. It enhances everything.
Hmm.
So if you're happy and enjoying life right now, it should be enhanced. If
Yeah.
you know that's it.
Oof. Yeah, that's. I mean, true. Like, yeah, I mean, 'cause that's why it's important to focus on creating the life that you want now, creating the happiness that you want now, and create your happy world. You know, like almost like Peter Pan. You know, create your happy place. You know, to a certain degree, and then let things come to you instead of like just trying to feel like that happiness is a destination. That's one. I think I'm not sure if I spoke about that. Pursuit of Happiness. How inspirational that movie was to me. And as a black father, that movie hit different, like
Yeah.
like a mug. I'm not sure.
I,
You ever seen
I
it, right?
haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet because it looked. I heard it was like kind of. I thought it was depressing or whatever, like years back.
Uh,
So I was like,
oh,
nah, I'm not gonna watch
check it
that.
out, man. You might shed a tear. I don't know. I shed like a little tear, man, because it's about this dude who ended up like being a single father for a little bit, taking care of his son. They end up going homeless and everything, and he's like
No.
putting all this work in trying to get this opportunity to work at this stock brokerage, and like he had to work there as an intern for free for 6 months, and then kind of figure out how to make money as things go by. But just like the lessons that you get from watching that movie, it just
Yeah,
inspired me. I'm like, you know what, like Will
I'm gonna
Smith
check it
killed
out.
it. I shed a tear at the end when he got the job. I knew the thing is, I saw the movie before,
Yeah.
but I still was like, did the good job. Yeah, yeah.
He
You know,
got.
you
He
know what
probably.
I'm
He
saying?
got it. He
You
got
know what I'm saying?
it.
'Cause, like, because of course, I can identify with putting your all into something and just working towards. That's one thing he did, which was very smart. He worked smarter and not harder. Like he did things like instead of like hanging up the phone between calls, like his job was to call people and try to get people to join the brokerage to get like stocks, like to like have people manage their money and retirement stuff like that. So that was his job. And so
Yeah.
what he would do to like beat people, instead of hanging up the phone, he would just like hit the little I guess old people don't really remember, but you know, like the little middle thing that kind of hang up the phone for you. You don't necessarily have to hang up the phone.
Yeah.
Like the little white prongs, I think, or the two clear prongs.
Yeah.
Look it up, young people.
Oh,
But
he had one of
essentially,
those type of phones.
yeah, I think he had one of those. Yeah, like a
Okay.
rotary
Okay.
phone. Like
Yeah.
so, instead of like just putting the phone down, he would hit the two prongs to hang up the phone and then
Oh
just
yeah. Yeah. I
dial
know what you're
another
saying.
number.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that saved him like they gave him like extra 10 minutes a day so he can put in more calls. And so yeah, I think like that
Yeah.
as to beat, well, I don't want to say it's like a competition, but yeah, to really, get what you want to get in life, you have to think like that masterful, like, all right, how can I do this thing in the most efficient way? But anyway, it's a great movie, very inspiring movie. Yeah, like I said, it hit different as a father. I saw it when I was like younger, like still on the scene, but having a kid, well, yeah, got to do it. So
A little different, huh? Yeah.
yeah, a little different. But yeah, anyway, do you have anything else you want to add to the subjects, to the topics of digging into your strengths and also being productive on a consistent basis?
Yeah, man. The digging into your strengths, man. Dig deep, man, and root out. Let your roots, you know, get deep in the
Hmm.
dirt. So your foundation is extremely strong. Then the analogy that you're a tree. Let them roots get down deep. And let your leaves, extend out, man, and especially in that direction that you want to be at. Decide what you want to do and then go in that direction, grow in that direction, max out in that direction. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And then, the productivity, being a producer, we are all producers and creators. So can continue that, figure out a plan where you can be consistent because that's what matters.
Hmm.
That's what helps us really grow. Uh, Keep your mindset, renew your mind to be productive and consistent. That's where it starts. Consistency and all that, being productive, it all starts in the mind.
Hmm.
So strengthen that mind, and your actions and the physical actions that you do will follow. So
Yeah, I really love your tree metaphor. Because we have a tree that we had a tree that we cut down, but that mud does not die. You know what I'm saying? Because the roots are deep. You know what I'm saying? I for some reason I'm not sure why I did not think about this. Like, or I thought like, okay, we can cut the tree and that's that. It's a wrap. Like, no, like
yeah.
the tree try to come back. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, man, like, and that's true. Like, you want to make sure that your roots are rooted, and that's like a part, yeah, of like going deeper into it. Get yourself to the point of like everything is rooted down deep, where no matter if somebody try to chop off your tree, I'm trying to bring it together. So rock with me. Somebody try to
Yeah.
chop your tree out, whatever. Your roots are already rooted, where like no matter what, it's still gonna keep growing, still gonna trying to still gonna turn into something, still gonna blossom into something. So make sure you root down. That's why you got. It's important to put your faith. I put my faith in God. Thank God each and every day, for the family and friends. That, like, life, it couldn't have, like, I don't want to say couldn't have, but like it could have been different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, imagine that I went to a ill mind event, and Cass, cause you say your wife, I think your wife, no, your wife didn't get you that one. She got your S1 event, but
Yeah,
you went,
yeah, yeah. It's a gift.
but
Yeah.
you end up going to the ill mind event too at the same time. Just, and I heard your fire mixes. Like, man, we got some good mixes, man. It sounds
Yeah,
fire.
yeah.
And we chopped it up for a little bit, and now we have a podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending you pictures of sending you video of the kiddo boxing the little ball and everything, trying to get his hands
Yeah.
up and everything. You showing
He
me
wasn't
your
playing.
kid playing football. He up here killing people, knocking people down. You know what I'm saying? Being a leader and everything. All
Yeah.
that happened from that, and I know for sure this is God ordained. And that's why you just put your trust and your belief in God. He will surround you. He will surround you with the people that needs to be around you. It's just crazy because, like, you go give flowers now. Like, you know, uh, we've been knowing each other for a year, some change, but like
Yeah.
this is a brother. You know what I'm saying? This
Right.
is a brother. I'll say, Cash, you my brother. You know what I'm saying? Put that out to the
Likewise.
world. And just the energies are in sync and in line and everything. And I just know that's God for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because I know for damn sure this shit would be a hell of a lot harder without my brother Cass. So I really do appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much,
Oh,
bro. God is
appreciate it, bro.
good. Appreciate you, bro. For real, man. For real, for real. So, sentimental moment on the Creative Masterminds podcast, but you have to keep it real, man. We have to keep it real funky and keep it like you have to show this because God is real. And the thing is, if you align yourself with your purpose and be true to who you are, God will put the correct people in your life. And that Creative
Straight
Masterminds
up.
compound, I know Tyler Perry got his compound. We're gonna have our own compound ourselves, where people can go just be creative and just be themselves. So yeah.
Straight up, man.
So, Cass, go ahead and give out your socials after that sentimental moment.
Yeah, and likewise, man. You my
Appreciate
bro.
it,
You
bro.
already know, man. We came a long way, and we here now, man.
Yeah.
And you can say the sky's the limit or whatever,
Mm,
but really it's up to us, God guiding us how far we take it, So, but yeah, y'all, you can reach me on Instagram at CAS underscore THRIVE.
mm,
Also on Facebook, same thing. And the Boxing Bell on IG and Facebook as well.
mm. You can find me, SeanBreeze.com, BreezeLightMedia.com, TheCreativeMasterminds.com,
Yeah,
Sean Breeze on Instagram, OG Sean Breeze on Facebook and Twitter. And yeah, I think that's about it, folks. Of course, Creative Masterminds on SoundCloud as well, YouTube, Instagram. But you can find all that information just by going to thecreativemasterminds.com. So yeah, man. With that said, this has been the Creative Masterminds podcast, Fire Podcast.
yeah, yeah.
And anything else? We can peace out.
Yeah, peace out. Create more, destroy less. Let's get it, y'all.
Let's go. All right. Peace out, people.